Welcome everybody to the AIU World Symposium for Innovative Ideas. Today's date is June 29th. This is actually the second symposium that we have on innovative ideas. And we'll have six speakers today. So we'll get started right now with the first speaker, who is Sinoya Shees, who is coming to us from which country? Let me check my notes. Malawi. From Malawi.
Malawi.
Yes,
From Malawi.
From Malawi.
And are you able to, Sinoya Shees, are you able to move your camera so that we can see you in the screen? Okay, we're just getting started here. So I see if you have any questions in chat, any comments, just write them into chat. So feel free to share ideas. That's why we are here, to share ideas, to be inspired for other ideas that we can use in life, other opportunities. So this is the idea behind the symposium, is to open up our eyes to different people, what they're doing, different ideas that people have, and incorporate those into our own lives so that we can do more things with our own lives. And it's also to network, to connect with other students and other people, so that if you see somebody here, if you see somebody that's actually doing something that you are working on, you can connect with them and start working together. And when you work together, you're able to be more successful. You share talents, you share responsibilities, and you're able to go farther. So good ideas, network, connect, meet other people. And in chat, you can say, I'm working on this project, anybody else working on a project like this? And so in chat, you can sort of network. All right. So let's see. Let's go ahead and start. Sinoya Shees, can I start your presentation now?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Let me see if I've got the right one up. Here we go. Okay, so this is Sinoya Shees, who at AIU is studying a doctorate in organizational development. How are you today?
Fine, doctor. How are you?
I'm doing good. Doing good. So let's see. Juggling the screens here. Okay, are we still on with your presentation? Yes. Are we? Yes, okay. So go ahead, start your presentation. And when you need to click to another screen, just let me know and I'll go to the next screen.
All right, thank you. Welcome to my presentation. Let me appreciate the chance that has been given to me by the AIU, especially the coordinator who is with us. Today, I'm presenting the issues which I'm involved in, especially on community services. However, as the doctor has said, I'm Sinoya Shees, who is pursuing doctorate in organization development. Of course, I'm almost through with the course. Anytime soon, I'll be graduating. While pursuing my course here at home in Malawi, I've been involved in a number of activities which are aimed at helping the poor to uplift their living standards. So I'm working with Friends of Majinger Trust, which is one of the organizations that was formed in one of the districts. Yeah, so the rationale that made us come up with Friends of Majinger as an organization is that Malawi as a country is one of the countries in the world which ranks third among the 13 low-income group economies. And within Malawi, we have so many districts, but I'm coming from the district which is called Majinger. Now it is also ranking on position number 4 of the districts which have got a high poverty level. Within the district, you also find that the population, the highest population is living in poverty. That's 75% of the population is living in poverty, and 39.2% are living in ultra poverty. So Friends of Majinger Trust was established to bring interventions aimed at providing community services to improve life of people in the district. And the activities of these organizations are focused in a number of areas. Yeah, we can move on to another slide. Yeah, as I said, Malawi is ranking on third. This is just a testimony. This is a global initiative indicators ranking Malawi, sorry, on position number 3 amongst the 13 low-income groups, and also position number 10 amongst the 27 economies in sub-Saharan Africa. So it just indicates how poor Malawi is, which also castigate to the districts, where one of the districts where I'm coming from is also having a lot of socio-economic problems. Yeah, if you go down there, we can see, you can go to another slide. Yeah, you can see that there is a statistics of the districts according to the poverty level. So I have highlighted in red 4 figures there. One of the figure is Majinger district, which is having 72.4. The first one is Palombe, which is having 82. And the second one is Chitipa, which is having 73.4. And the third one is Sanje. And the fourth one is Majinger. So you can see that the highest level of people within the country of Malawi who are living in poverty are coming from our district, which is Majinger. Yeah, so we are trying to help the people to come out of the poverty and also to help the country so that we should be living maybe closer to the highest economies in the world. Yeah, we move on to the next slide. Yeah, so the effects of poverty level in Majinger, you can see on the left here, there is a construction which is taken as an office for the primary school. So you can see the extent to which the poverty has taken us. And on the right there, you can see people are struggling to cross the river because there's no bridge. So we're having a number of problems in the district, which require some authorities and people to come and make initiatives to ensure that we are moving out of this and going to the right direction where people can be happily living. I hope you're able to see the pictures. Let's move on to another. Yeah, the next. Yeah, so as an organization, what we do, we focus on providing checks and balances on how the government institutions, as well as other institutions, are providing their services. We also do lobbying for developments needed in the district. And as also an organization, we initiate and also participate in doing the activities in the district. So we have 3 areas of focus: checks and balances, lobbying, and initiating the activities. Yeah, we move on. Yeah, the organization identity, we have a vision that is to make the district a thriving community in which all fully participate and develop freely through unity and mutual trust and acceptance. We also have a mission whereby we want to advance a self-dependent economy or community, well-developed district, and to bridge a gap to the marginalized community within the participatory with participatory mechanisms in order for them to eradicate and cope up with the list of environmental degradation, injustice, and poverty. And we have also values which include belonging, mastery, independence, and generosity. Yeah, so we move on to another slide. I just want to show how I have gone through up the ladder. I was the first an organizing secretary when we had a GM where a lot of people participated, including Paramount Chief, a Senior Chief, and the Professor of Chancellor College, who is late now, is Tamblas. So there were elections which were conducted to fill the gaps that were there. There was a gap of Secretary General, and I was elected to be a Secretary General. 2 years down the line, we had also elections on the 11th September 2021, where I was elected the chairperson of the Board of Trustees. The arrow there is indicating, is directing to the person who is talking now. Yeah, so let's go on to another. Yeah, so the stories, success stories we have, what we do in the district in order to ensure that people are coming out of poverty. We do planting trees. That's an exercise which we did in 2 years. This is one of the area where we went to plant trees in the district. And the other side, what you saw there is the senior tier who was the guest of honor. Why were we doing that? Because these days you find that here in Malawi we have a problem of electricity, intermittent electricity. And one of the causes of that electricity intermittent is the water which we use, that is the river, which is called Shire River. We have a lot of things which go with the water, and then it covers the machines which generate electricity. So we're trying to plant trees along the Shire River so that when water is going to the river, the soil should not go together with the water, so that it should be maybe captured within the trees that are along that river. So we're trying to protect and increase the generation of electricity in the country. And also we've noted that there's charcoal business too much in our country and in our district, because people are poor. Then they resort to cutting trees and then burn charcoal for businesses. So we're trying to replenish the trees so that we still have the environment which is beautiful. Yeah, we move on. Apart from the planting of trees, we have also engaged in the education sector, where we launched a project which is called Education Initiative Project at one of the schools. Why did we do this? Because we found that in 1 year, that is 2019-2020, the pupils who wrote exams in standard 8 were about 9,000, and the ones who passed were about 6,000. But out of 6,000, only 2,000 managed to go to secondary school. And these 4,000 did not even manage to go to secondary school, although they passed. So they had a chance they could go to secondary school, but due to the shortage of secondary schools in our district, they could not be selected to any school. Unfortunately, the district has got only what we call community-based secondary schools, which select about 50 learners per year. So they could not manage to accommodate all the learners who did well at the school. And we've also noted the challenge that in other areas, parents do not take serious with education, as well as the learners themselves do not take serious with education. So we wanted to open a discussion point where we should be talking to the learners, the community, the teachers, the parents, to take school seriously, as well as also trying to lobby the government and other wishes to come and establish more schools so that our learners from the district should be able to go to schools, and also from there they should be able to even go to colleges, because as it is now, only a few people are able manage to go to schools because we don't have enough schools. So the ratio of the schools and the number of learners who go to school is far apart. You find that the schools are very few and the number of learners who go to school are more. So this initiative is aimed at discussing those issues with the relevant authorities and the learners, so that they should also take the school seriously.
Oh, there's a question here in chat from Remigio Alexander. Are you representing civil society, or are you working with a company?
No, I'm speaking now as a representative of a civil society, although I'm working somewhere, because we, as people from the district, after seeing the problems which we are experiencing in the district, and myself and the other people seeing that we're coming from that district, we decided to establish the grouping, but we couldn't operate within the district without registering that grouping. So we registered with the Kongoma, which is the... Yeah, so that organization, this organization as I'm talking now, is an NGO which registered with all the relevant authorities, with the government, the Kongoma, the body that operates in Malawi, oversees the operations of the NGOs. We also registered with the district level CSO network. So in short, I can say, as I'm speaking, I'm representing the civil society, although I'm not working there fully, but I'm just a chairperson of the board of trustees of that organization.
And I do want to say that there are grants available for people who want to build schools or add on to schools. And so if you're wanting to build a school in your country or in a community, you can contact me, and I can lead you to grants and help you with grants to get money for your projects. So, and I see a message here that people want to see the presentation. So I will put up the presentation of Sinoya Winesi right now in chat. Okay, go ahead, please continue.
Okay. Yeah, apart from education, we do also a number of activities, which are shown in the next slide. But definitely we are expecting people to come and assist us, as you said. Yeah, we have also been doing a lot of things. We noted there is corruption a lot in Malawi, especially in our district. There was a bridge which was constructed using the CDF. This is Constituency Development Fund, amounting to 10 million kwacha, which is around, I think, 10,000 US dollars. The bridge was constructed, but before it was launched, it collapsed. And we after our investigations and reading from the social media, we found that there was malpractice in the process of procurement of the goods and also getting the bill of quantity which were required there. So we had to seek audience with the district commissioner on the collapsed bridge to find out why it happened like that, and then to ask for assurance on how the bridge would be reconstructed and where the money would come from. So you see the picture there. That's after the discussion with the district commissioner, where she also confirmed. She said, no, the bridge has not yet been handed over to her. So she's also still waiting for the bridge to be handed over, which means the bridge is still in the hands of the MP. That's the other problem which we have, because with the MP is given a lot of powers to do financial activities which are not supposed to be done like that. It was supposed to be just an overseer of the projects. So that picture is indicating that we did that activity. We went there and we met her, we discussed. Of course, we have some captions there where the journalists had to come and also do their own work. But for now, just know that this is what we are doing. Some of the problems we're having is because of also corruption. We are not managing our resources properly. So we are also trying to control that to ensure that every single number that goes for a project should really be for the project. Yeah, there was also another issue. Let me just start with the background of that issue. If you see there, the learners were demonstrating. Why were they demonstrating? We have a problem in our district. At first, the district was huge. It covered a vast area. So we had a boarding secondary school, which was found in Balaka, which is the other area. Now, in 1999, they decided to separate the district and make Majinger to be a district on its own, and Balaka a district on its own. So the secondary school we had remained in the other part, which was Balaka. Now, Majinger stayed for quite a long time without any boarding secondary school. All those secondary schools I was mentioning, CDSS, they are day secondary schools. So we've been complaining and requesting the government to assist. So they started constructing the secondary school in 2013, but up to now, they have not yet finished the school. So due to that, there are so many things which have been happening. We've been going to the government. I've been talking to the principal secretary to look into that issue. When I went there, I was told, especially this year, that they were not supposed to select the Form 1s to go there due to the environment which we have there. Unfortunately, they selected the Form 1s and they were found staying in two hostels which were meant for girls, because the boys' secondary schools have not yet completed. No single hostel has been finished. So some of them are putting up in the girls' secondary school, girls' hostels. Others were put in the hall, which made the environment to be not healthy for living. So we had to talk with the Minister of Education, who decided to come and take away the Form 1s to go to other schools. So when they came there to take these Form 1s, the others said, no, you cannot, because we have stayed here for a long time without you doing anything, and we're not sure, we're not confident, we don't trust you anymore that you can do what you're saying. So these Form 1s will not move, they will stay here. So we had to be called because they demonstrated. As you see the picture there, it's a video which could be played to some extent. And you see maybe those girls and the boys displaying whatever their discontentment. Yeah, so we had to come in, and fortunately they listened to us because we're coming from the district. But up to now, we're still discussing with the Minister of Education to finish the school. But they are very far away from finishing because they haven't yet up to now finished any a hostel for the boys. So we're still struggling as the body from that district. And even all the other people are relying on us, because they have tried to ask the government to come and finish the construction, but to no avail. So we're trying. Fortunately enough, the response we are getting from the ministry is good, only that the contractor who was given this work is doing it at a very, very slow pace. So it is becoming difficult for us to force him to finish the project, but still we are discussing. Yeah, so there's an imbalance there. The school was meant for 672 students, but the class capacity is 480, which means we still need to have a block of 200 students. And the minister said, no, it was an oversight. We don't have money this time around to do that. So we are also looking for the well wishes to come and help us in constructing the block. Yeah, we move on to maybe another slide. Yeah, as I said, the district is having quite a number of socio-economic problems. We have the hospital, which is Majinger district hospital. That is the referral hospital where all the health centers, the patients from there are referred to that hospital. Unfortunately, we have at that hospital 256 beds, but there are no bed linings, and over 350 are admitted at the hospital. No cold room, drainage is not okay. There's no laundry machine. The X-ray machine is not there. The water, boiling water not being accessible to the wards. So this is the problem which we are experiencing as a district. So I tried to talk to the government to increase the budgetary allocation, because some of these problems are arising due to the inadequacy in terms of the amount which is allocated there, and also the challenge in the disbursement of the money. The budget can be there, but for the government to release the money, it is also taking time. And sometimes the whole financial period could end without the money being released due to what is known as IFMIS, Integrated Financial Information Management System. So if you see there's a newspaper here, I'm found somewhere here, where I tried to lobby the government to increase the budget allocation to Majinger, so that at least some of these problems should reduce. But as of now, the situation is escalating, which require some well wishes also to come and assist. That's why we are intervening in most of these things, so that people should know what we have in the district, what are the problems, and how are we trying to help, and where they can also assist. Yeah, we can move on to another slide. This year we experienced strong wind that caused the strong wind and rains, which caused flooding, and this also affected a number of people. So the district were hit by the wind, and the people were left homeless, and the rains, which left the people homeless. Unfortunately, this is the district which is not regarded as a flooding prone area, because we have the area where every year it happens, but in this district it doesn't happen every year, but this year it happened and it affected quite a number of people. So the response by the government and other well wishers was not as expected. We could even hear people going to, we call it the lower share, where it normally happens, and people could be assisted there. But in our district, people were not assisted. So we made an initiative to go and give the people assorted items. 51 households were affected at one of the area in this TM Posa. We have also 55 families that were affected in TA Stora. That's another area. But up to now, most of them are homeless. Their house is collapsed, but still they're not assisted. The recovery program, the flood recovery program, is not done as we could imagine. So we went there just to show as people who are our relatives, to show that we felt sorry with them, and we had to assist them with a few things which we had, and also take it as our responsibility to talk to the people to come and assist those victims in our district. That's what we did. Although the response is not as we expected, but still we managed to show to them that we are with them, and wherever possible we'll be looking for their assistance. Of course, we are trying to write projects, so proposals for them to get assisted, but you know, these days it's becoming difficult for one to get financed, but still we are in that business. Yes, move on. So we were just showing here the pictures of what we did. We're just giving them the food items which we had. The next slide will also show the clothes that were given them, and also the TA helped us in giving. We can move on to the next. Yeah, let's move on to the next slide. Yeah, we also try to assist the learners. If when you can see there, there was a boy from a woman, single-headed woman, that is a poverty-stricken family, who was also epileptic. The boy was selected to go to a government secondary school somewhere, but the family could not manage to support the child. So we went there and gave them a starter bag so that the child should go to the secondary school as where he was selected to. This is what we are doing in terms of education, trying to improve and how they needed to go to school. Yeah, we can move on to another slide. Yeah, we've been holding also motivation talks. You will see there, those are the members from our organizations. Went to a school to encourage them to discuss, to show them, to become role model to them, so that they should be ambitious. And also they should have a goal to achieve when they are going to school. Let's move on. Yeah, this is another challenging moment situation where we have a child who is in standard 4, but is not feeling okay. At first, she was able to walk, but due to the disease which affected her, she's not able to walk, and she's been asking for help. So we came in people from the villages, they were just staying there. Nobody could even listen to them. So we went there, we tried to coordinate with other people from other hospitals, and we were able to discuss with the authorities from Queen's Elizabeth Central Hospital, where we went there with the girl. And as I'm talking now, I've been promised that next week, the girl will be given the wheelchair. So that's one of the issues which we're doing, trying to assist people who are nobodies in the community so that they should get assistance. Yeah, we move on to another slide.
First, there's a question in chat. It's from Eliatu. What is the level of corruption in Malawi versus improvement in public services? So is corruption hindering improvement of public services?
Yes, definitely. The level of corruption in Malawi, we can say it has grown roots, where almost now everyone seems to be corrupt. But with the occurrence of issues as of now, the Anti-Corruption Bureau Director we have now is serious, and I'm sure the measures which she is taking is going to reduce tremendously the level of corruption. But as I'm talking, the corruption seems to have grown roots, and everyone doesn't see it as a problem. But when you try to go there and ask them or accuse them of what they're doing, they try to find other means of trying to protect themselves. That's what has been happening. And I can tell you, I remember there was a certain week where we wanted to go to orient the people about the transparency and how they can push it for developments. But because they saw in the area where we were going, there were a lot of developments which were not finished. When we tried to find out why, you find that maybe due to corrupt practices, and they were not cooperative enough. We didn't go there because they thought we were going to arrest the people. So yes, the corruption level is people are now trying to see to understand that it's one of the endemic which is causing or derailing development in Malawi. That's why we are here. Also, we have come in to try to work with the relevant authorities to explain to the people for them to understand and know where they can go and what they can do if they see some corrupt practices happening within their areas. Yeah, we can move on. If there's no another question, we can move on. This is another also challenging area.
There actually is another question. The question comes from Podmore Owusu. Is there anything the district can do to help so that the people may not be affected by the next disaster?
Yes, it is possible to help, but as I said earlier on, it requires finances. So what we can do or what can be done for them to be helped, we're looking at maybe the coastal areas where we can maybe construct dikes or planting trees around that area, and also even help them to do what we call a family farming program, where they can be planting trees within their localities, but these trees should also benefit them to grow as fruits, which will be used as also income generating source of income like that. So the programs are there. What can be done is there, but what is needed is finance. So we are appealing also to people who may have access to maybe to assist, or we can give the programs which can assist the people not to be affected with the the disaster in future. That is possible.
There's another question. In the context of corruption, what kind of measures are in place to avert the misuse of grant money or funds which could be provided to society?
The challenge we have is the usage of money that goes through the government, where there's a lot of bureaucracy. But when we give the money to the society, we attract, where we have also, even at the end of the year, you have to give audited accounts and the like. So the discipline in terms of financial management is there with the societies, the organization in the society. But even the government now, due to what is happening, because we seem to be now shameful with the level at which the corruption is, the measures are there. And a lot of people are now trying to track what is happening. So yes, I can assure you that, of course, the level of corruption is there, but whenever the project is being constructed or is being embarked on, the possibility of the money working to its intended purpose is there.
Yeah, I put up the next slide.
Okay, yeah. So before this slide, there was also an issue of, I was saying there's a critical shortage of water in our district. We have 2 tiers. As a grouping, we try to engage what the organization that is known as So Powerful Foundation International to at least install electricity, that is the solar electricity, solar power at the school. Most of the schools are CDSS, day secondary schools, and you find there's no any power there. Learners are learning without power, which means they cannot even access some other materials using internet or whatever. Even we have computer studies, they cannot learn. So it's a challenge in our district. And we have even in the health centers, where you have a health center, the maternity wing is there, mothers come maybe at night to deliver, but we use torches for them to deliver. And we have areas where people are even drinking water from the rivers, where you find animals are also there. So there's a critical shortage of water. We have critical shortage of electricity, and even if people are poor, they don't have income. So we are engaging this organization that agreed to support us with, to go to 2 centers, 1 secondary school and 1 health center, where they will store the power, and also the community will be given the clean water plus the irrigation system where they'll be farming. But it has not yet happened, but this is what we agreed with them. That's the slide which has just been moved. So going to this slide, this should be the ending slide. As a group, we are planning, after seeing that as a district, we are not having a direction. So we think of convening a meeting with all the people who are the allied in the district, so that we should discuss and come up with a memorandum of understanding on how we can develop the district. That's what we are planning. Once we get the finance, we will convene that meeting. So the challenges we have now, the expectation of the people in the district is high. They are looking upon us to assist in many aspects, but we lack funding. That is a contribution for our failure. The funding mostly comes from members' contribution, but there are a lot of activities lined up. So it's our appeal to all the well-wishers to support us, so that this Majinger should be amongst the districts which is not having a high number of highly poverty people. As I said in the beginning, it's number 4. So we want it to be not on the record as having the highest poverty level. Yeah, that should be the end of my presentation. If there are more questions, feel free to ask, but let me appreciate the audience I have. And if you have also some ideas on how we can improve in running this organization and also in bringing in development in our district, you're welcome to bring them forward so that we should learn also from you on what you are also doing, maybe in your areas. If the institutions that can assist, let us chat.
Thank you very much, Sinoya Winasi. I know that in about 15 minutes, you have your thesis defense. So we need to finish up here so that you can go ahead and defend your thesis because you're working towards your graduation from AIU. So yeah, you're going to have a busy day. First, your presentation at the symposium, and then right after this, you're going to defend your thesis. So you're definitely having a busy day. So do we have any questions? I see Aliyu Adam Mikaya. Do you have a question to ask? We can't hear you so far.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Okay, so I think we asked, so I want to talk about the situation of education. There is a concept in education put in place in order to make sure that we are in terms of education, but when talking about most of United Nations, so under SDGs, so it put in place
We're having a hard time hearing you. Sinoya Winesi, are you able to understand the question?
No, I didn't get it clear. Maybe you can just write on the chat up there.
Yes. Please write your question into chat, Adam. We have a couple of questions in chat. Are you able to get assistance from the government of Malawi? A question from Alice.
Yeah. Currently, we're not getting assistance from the government in terms of financial, but maybe the assistance which we're getting is in terms of administrative, where we cannot work without involving the government structures. So in most cases, we interact and we coordinate with the government structures and they're able to come and assist us. But in terms of financial, no.
Some of the questions talk about what are the people doing themselves to move forward, even when there's no support?
No, people in Majinger are hardworking. Yeah, they do usual work. Some of them are farmers, others are traders, but mostly they do the farming and then they try to do some sort of businesses where they can get money. So yes, people are helping themselves. They're not just staying, they're trying. They understand the level at which they are So they're trying to uplift themselves in ensuring that maybe the community is moving out of the poverty-stricken position. And I've seen the question there to say, are they ready to change their lives if they're assisted? Yes, they're ready. When we interact with them, they welcome the support which we give them. But you know, when someone is, it doesn't have enough, it doesn't have capacity to go beyond the level at which he or she is, whatever she does may not take her to the position which might be expected, but they're trying.
Another question is, do you have structures to sustain the projects?
Yes. Sustainability might be, let me give an example of what I've explained about so powerful foundation. They're coming to install the solar power. It requires maintenance. Thereafter, it requires protection from people who can think of coming to steal or vandalize. So the structures are there. We as an organization, we have the structures, we have people on the ground. But when we are also doing a project, we use the community infrastructures and VDC, which we call village development committees. We have area development committees. We also establish some organizations or groupings to make sure that they're able to follow up with the project. So in these two projects, which the SOPOF is going to install, the people there are even committed to be contributing a little bit on every month basis, so that whatever happens, they'll be able to get the money from that fund to do the maintenance that may be required. And even to pay the watchman who can be employed to be around the system that can be installed, where the power will be coming from. So yes, we have the structures on the ground.
Sorry. Let's see, I'm looking to see if there's any more questions. And there is a question about, is there an opportunity to organize cooperatives or associations or different types of organizations that can build strength within the community so that they can save money better, invest money better within the community?
Come again? It's
Yeah, I think the question is basically, are organizations being developed within the community like cooperatives so that people can pool their resources together and be able to move forward?
no, cooperatives in the communities structured one are not there, but maybe village banks, what we see in the villages happening is just village banks where people come and they think of, especially women, who decide to be contributing a certain amount of money and keeping it, maybe for some time they should be able to share. That's what is happening at their level. But a structured cooperative society, they are not very much available in the community.
Okay, I do not see any more questions. Oh, wait, here we have another question from Nicholas. How do you hope to sustain the project with or without outside fundings?
Yeah, as I explained, we involve the structures on the ground. If we start a project, it means we have the financial requirements for that project. And we have been able to do the project. What will remain is now sustainability or sustenance of that project. So sustainability is a shared responsibility with the community that will be benefiting from that project. That's why we say we involve the structures from the community. So these structures, they find also their own means of trying to sustain the project.
Hi.
Hi.
Well, I think at this point, we need to stop your presentation because you need to move over to defend your thesis. So,
Okay.
keep on with your busy day.
Okay.
And so we are here to help you with this project from AIU, to organize some money for you, to organize, where you're going to go with this project. And because this type of project is in need. There's a need for these types of projects.
Yeah.
Education, business development. And education is part of business development, so that through education, you understand these opportunities to move forward. So it all comes together through education, job development, opportunities, knowledge. All that is very important. So we're here to support you. And so AIU is not just here for your education. AIU is also here to educate you and help you with your projects to move forward. So keep that in mind, everybody. Let's see. Okay, so thank you so much, Sinoya Shees, for your presentation. Everybody is very inspired, and you bring up topics that are very important. And there's support for you. There is support for you. So just network, keep in touch with other people, and your success will also inspire other people to be successful when they understand what you did, and then they can do what needs to be done.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a question from Esther Vera Kruger. I think she's from South Africa. Go ahead. I'll ask you to unmute your microphone. There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I am here. I was hearing with attention the project from Malawi, our neighbor country. I know the situation they are passing. Even my domestic helper is from there, and they are really struggling. So I don't think they will have any help from the government, but if we are in these things together, money can maybe come from partners from other sides. That is my opinion. It is the only one. We will not find money from Malawi. They struggle even to eat. No. So we have to think together, put our brains together. My big concern is always the nutrition of the children, malnutrition. I am in public health. I'm a student. Well, now I finish. I have a BA in human and social science with a major in public health. And I am worried about the food for the people there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Esther Vera Kruger. Okay, I think with that, we will end the presentation of Sinoya Shees. And this is the AIU World Symposium on Innovative Ideas. And so we just heard an innovative idea from Sinoya Shees about developing a project within a community for education, services, and community development. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I also appreciate the audience I had. I expect to get more directions and
Yes, stay in touch with me. We have ideas to help you so you can keep moving forward.
We should continue with our projects.
Yes.
Thank you.
So stay in touch with me, and AIU will help you keep moving forward on this project. All right?
Okay.
All right.
Right, thank you.
Let's see.
Thank you. Hello.
Trying to see. Here we go.